Hello everybody, and welcome to Wounded Healer Tarot. My name is James, and I'll be doing your reading today. Now this particular reading is for the sign of Pisces. I'll be using what is called the Talisman spread, which is from an oracle deck called the Talisman Oracle. Now that is not the oracle deck that I am using to do this reading, but you don't need to use that exact deck in order for the spread to work. So, ooh, that cracked. Alright, well, let's get into it. In the position of your subconscious feelings here, we have trust your wisdom. I love this card, and it's been coming up a lot in this batch of readings. Would batch be the right word? I'm going to use it anyway. I feel like intuitively, like deep down as the placement says subconsciously, right? You know where it is you're supposed to be going. You know what it is you're supposed to be taking action towards, right? That's your intuition, your inner knowing. And I feel like here, with all the cards that we currently have out here in the spread, it's very interesting because there's nothing about taking action. Now, taking action doesn't always have to be physical, right? Taking action could be the sending of a message. It could be, doing some research, right? Figuring out, how to pursue something in particular. Taking action can look different to everybody. Now, to further clarify that, we have the Eight of Cups. So with that, right, that's kind of perfect because, with this, I get the vibe that, you know who or what you need to walk away from. You're probably in a situation, whether it's like a living situation, a love situation, a work situation, a friendship situation, whatever it is, you know who or what you need to walk away from. You may be struggling with that. Now, in the position of your possibilities and or obstacles, we have courage. Yeah, this talks about really, like, courage can look differently to a lot of people, okay? Just like, what was I just saying a moment ago? Gosh, my memory is horrible today. It was, I forget. Don't listen to me half the time, okay? So yeah, here, this is talking about, having forgiveness without being asked for forgiveness, right? It's about doing something that will bring ridicule, that will have people talking about you. It's about, really just doing what feels right to you regardless of the circumstances. I mean, not regardless of the circumstances, maybe of the circumstances, regardless of, what you already know it's going to bring, right? I feel like this is more so speaking to, with the letting go here, I feel like it's really speaking to, having to forgive someone for you, not for them, right? And that's where it goes into, forgiving without being asked. You're having to forgive them so that you can let them go and move forward with your life to a more healthy chapter. Now, to further clarify that, we have the Five of Wands. There's a lot of conflict here in this situation. There's a lot of different opinions. And I feel like you might be somebody who doesn't deal very well with conflict. And I mean, who really enjoys, well, no, don't let me say that. There are actually people out there who enjoy conflict. But I for sure am not one of them. And I get the vibe that you are not either. And you're going to walk away knowing that it's going to cause a ruckus, so to speak. Now, in the position of your best course of action, we have embrace stillness. Yeah, this really speaks to like not really doing much physically, but like spiritually and mentally, sort of being busy, right? Because you need to be still in order to be present enough to receive messages and in order to be aware enough to recognize the signs, symbols, synchronicities around you that are the universe trying to communicate with you. And I feel like, that's something that you are either currently or very soon will be trying to put into practice, really. Now, I also feel like, a place with which you can do this is going to be like either like some sort of like a field, a garden, somewhere out in nature where you can actually, be alone and get away from the chaos and the loudness of life. Now, to further clarify that, we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, because, I feel like this stillness, right, is the key to your stability. And you could take that in any whichever way you want, any whichever kind of stability, whether it be, material, financial, mental, emotional. I feel like it's going to contribute to all of that. Now, in the position of the outside forces here, we have hold the connection, which speaks to your connection with the universe. Now, excuse me. It's how I always say, your connection with yourself is what really determines your connection with the universe. If you're very well connected to yourself, then you're going to be very well connected to the universe. And, well, that's really interesting with the card that's coming up next. But anyways, again, this card speaks to finding that stillness, that quiet. It also speaks to, really trusting your intuition, following your intuition, because your intuition is a part of your connection to the universe. That is that inner knowing, right? And you're just trusting that that is there to guide you in the right direction. And to further clarify that here, we have the Fool. Yeah, because you're about to take that leap, right? You're about to cut that person off despite what kind of drama it's going to create, how people are going to react, because that is what you need to do in order to find this stability, this peace that you really crave in your life. Now, in the position of your surroundings and family, we have study to know yourself. Now, yes, this speaks to getting to know yourself on a deeper level, but I feel like this is also being, in the position of your surroundings and family, right? There may be some things that you don't know about your family, about your lineage. And you'll only get to know that by, being a little bit more, I don't know if I would say like chatty, but like, talking to certain people in your family who have the stories, right? And those are usually the people that have like the family history. They know a lot of things that other people don't know. And I feel like finding out certain things are going to help you to connect better with yourself, because it'll bring a better understanding of why there are certain dynamics. And with that, right, I also feel like there's going to be a lot more sense that makes of you. Oh my gosh, words. A lot more stuff that is going to make sense to you. Okay. And to further clarify that, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like with that, it's really gonna help you. Like, that information is really gonna help you to grow moving forward. And in a sense, I feel like, it's also gonna help you to sort of like break those generational curses, right? To break those patterns Now, in the position of your driving force here, we have relax, which, yes, it speaks to relaxing, but not like, not in the way that you think, I would say. It's because it does speak to like self-care, stuff like that, but not in the traditional, or I don't even know, would that be traditional? Not in, the way that society currently portrays self-care. This isn't about going to a spa or, taking a day off and going out and, you know, drinking with the gals, right? This is about taking that time to yourself, as was spoken about with the embrace stillness card. You're being asked to take a time out to go into nature, to be alone with yourself, and to really let Mother Nature heal you. And I feel like while you're out there going through this healing, right, while you're being alone with yourself, connecting with the universe, you're going to be more aware of everything that's going on around you. And I guarantee you there are going to be so many messages, so many signs and synchronicities that you will be picking up that it might even short circuit your brain at that point, right? There's going to be a lot to take in that you otherwise would not have noticed, especially if you were with other people. To further clarify that, we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like that's really going to help you to really connect with yourself and understand, like, the things that you are truly and genuinely passionate about. And then I feel like with that, you're going to really start planning a way forward to, on how to pursue said things. And I feel like that's going to be even easier once you have, cut off certain persons or people, or certain, like a particular person or people, whoever it is you have to let go of here. Now, lastly, in the position of your future outcome here, we have play, which is fucking perfect with what we just spoke about. This really talks about letting go and just doing things that bring you pure joy and happiness, being your most authentic version of yourself, because that's what, like, really being able to let go of the criticism of others, letting go of caring about what other people think, what other people will say, allows you to be your authentic self. It allows you to do things, from the heart, because you want to, because they feel good. And those things will feel 10 times better because you're not worrying about, what's going to happen afterwards. Like, who's talking about me, doing this while you're doing it, which is going to take you out of the moment and make it much less enjoyable. And it's really, this card also really speaks to, like, connecting with the inner child and really, like, embracing the inner child there. And to further clarify that, we have the Two of Wands. This is like, you're contemplating a lot, you're planning your future here, especially with this Knight of Cups clarifying the card before, right? I feel like now that you're seeing things a whole lot differently, it's changing, your perspective on a lot of things, including the world, including the life that you thought you wanted to lead. And now that you're going through these changes, you're really needing to take the time to maybe replan a few things. You could possibly be, planning on moving somewhere that you have always wanted to live, but what held you back was like a particular person or a particular group of people that, you really placed a lot of value upon, but they didn't really place that same value on you, and you're starting to realize those things, right? I feel like once you let go of a lot, once you do this, like, this to me is speaking of such, like, inner healing. I feel like, you're definitely, there's going to be some sort of move, or there's going to be some sort of change, in the way you do things, in the places you go, in the ways that you express yourself. And here, you know, I feel you just like this play, this embracing of the inner child is really going to change your perspective. And it's going to have you contemplating a lot of things here. And, you know, with the risk and dare card at the bottom of the oracle deck, like, I feel like this contemplation is what's really going to help you to take like a risk, but it's going to be like a calculated risk. Because with that Two of Wands, right, you're really, like I said, you're really contemplating things. You're really taking another look at things, and maybe even, you know, replanning certain things. And like, it could be like, to others what seems like a sudden move, but to you it's something you've probably been thinking about and contemplating for a while. But either way, that's going to be risky. That's going to be daring, you know. And underneath that, we have rest deeply. You know, I feel like, you know, between relax and this card, you're being asked to really just take some time off from your usual life, do things a little differently, go out in nature, and really, you know, maybe even curl up under a tree. You know, sit by a body of running water. You know, sit by a river. Maybe you'll find a waterfall. You don't even need to go into it. Just being there will be healing enough. Being there will really, you know, keep you connected and keep you in the moment. All right, Pisces. These are the messages that I have for you tonight, and I do hope they serve you well. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.